안녕하십니까? 저는 아빌라 학생입니다. 이번에는 저희 프로젝트에 대해 발표하겠습니다. As you can see, before you you heard my presentation, you need to scan this barcode, this QR code, to know that my file, my PPT, to know the full of my PPT file. You can just scan the QR code and you can open my PPT file. Not only my PPT file, but also my folder that contain this PPT and video, like this, how to run my project video. It just include this file. Okay. 저희 프로젝트는 AI 챗봇인데 AI 돌아가는 챗봇입니다. 저희 목차는 딱 6개까지 있습니다. 첫째, 저희 프로젝트는 어디에 볼 수 있는지, 그리고 둘째, 과제를 개발 요약, 셋째, 기대 휴가, 넷째, 누구, 다섯째, 코드 설명하고 마지막으로 소스 코드 수행할 수 있는 방법. Where to see my project? 저희 프로젝트는 저희 GitHub 링크에서 볼 수 있습니다. GitHub에 들어가고 아니면 그냥 이 링크는 코피하면 나옵니다. 과제 개발 요약, summary of project development. This customer service project developed using NLP or natural language processing is largely responsible for enabling such chatbot to understand the dialect and undertones of the human conversation. NLP combined with artificial intelligence creates a truly intelligent chatbot that can respond to nuanced questions and learn from every interaction to create better suited responses. AI-based contextual chatbot that will maintain the context or in which sense or proportion of the user is asking a query. Further, using deep learning technique in Python, we construct a sequential model for our training set data. The intent, pattern, and response will all be used to train the chatbot. The user query will be mapped into the intent class using neural networks, which will maintain context and then return a random responses. 기대 휴가 아니면 expected event. The developer hope that with a chatbot that is developed using AI, when a customer accesses the website and has questions, they can be answered immediately through the chatbot feature provide and can reduce the use of human resource as a customer service. A helpful chatbot that functions as a user helper have three functions. First, help the user or customer in choosing cycle event. And the second is choosing a bicycle to rent. Help you to navigate the jungle of different bike types for non-bike expert. Help you find the right bike for your budget and needs. So if you're beginner in this bicycle world, you can use our, and if you want to rent the bicycle, you can use our chatbot to recommend you what bicycle that's good for you. And the last one, answer a question that relate about cycling event, like a payment, how will the event will run, Tools, I really, I don't really say tools like what a framework, what a language, what a code editor that I use. You can see I use Visual Studio for my code editor. Then for virtual casa and or virtual environment, I use of course Anaconda. Then go to hosting platform or platform for collaboration. Even though I'm in individual team, like the member just me, but I need I need to informate to my friend or my professor that so that our friend or my professor can see that what a project I made in this semester, then they can access all my project via the GitHub. You can visit my repository that I have the like 4 projects that you can see the you can learn from my GitHub channel. Then the kung ono ga choi ono mulon deep learning 사용하기 위해 Python 언어를 쓰고 JavaScript 언어도 쓰고 JavaScript backend 위해 JavaScript도 쓰고 HTML and CSS은 그게 그 frontend 위해 HTML and CSS은 사용합니다. 그리고 저희 프레임워크는 Flex framework 사용합니다. Source code 실행 방법. First, you need clone my file from my GitHub repository. Before you use GitHub, make sure that you have Git bash downloaded in your PC, and then log in into your GitHub account. After that, you can open your CMD. Then you open where do you want to put your file. Then just type git clone and paste my GitHub my GitHub link. After that, you can just access. You can see all my source code data, my project. 그런데 이 프로젝트 실행하기 위해 몇 가지 virtual environment and modules that you need to install. So make sure in your PC has Anaconda prompt. Then you can make a virtual environment from Anaconda prompt. First, install TensorFlow. For TensorFlow, you can change the name of your virtual environment. Like my virtual environment named TensorFlow or TensorFlow, but you can change the name. Like if you want your virtual environment named by yourself, like my name Afil, you can type install Afil. It doesn't matter. So Conda created min and TensorFlow Python 3.8. So if you want to change the name of your virtual environment, you can type Conda created min and blah 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 your name, then Python 3.8 like that. After that, you need to update the virtual environment like Conda update min and base min c default Conda. After that, check your virtual environment that if you want to check your virtual environment has been made, you can type in your Anaconda prompt like conda env list. After that, to activate the virtual environment, you can type conda activate TensorFlow. Then, if you want to remove your virtual environment, you can type conda remove WinN TensorFlow. If your name of it's not always TensorFlow, that you can change your virtual environment name. Not on, yeah. Then install the dependencies of the package. It's install TensorFlow or other dependencies. This is dependencies that my projector should be installed. First, an LTK. Second is NumPy. Third, torch vision, then flex. You can just type pip install and LTK, pip install NumPy, pip install torch vision, pip install flash in your Anaconda prompt. After you all install the dependencies, you can non-activated your Anaconda non-activated your virtual environment by typing conda deactivate then your virtual environment name. After all the process, open the project up in Visual Studio. Then first, don't forget to run the train.python file, because before you run on the project, you need to train the file first. Maybe because I have trained that before that, you don't need to run the train.python because I know, no. If the file contains PTH file, you don't need to run the train.python. But if my project file doesn't contain PTH file, you need to run the train.python file first. And then if you want to run the project in terminal, just want to see if this project work well or not, you need to run chat.python file. In chat.python file, you can run my project in terminal. You can chat with our project, with our AI project chatbot. Then, if you want to run in web mode, you need run app.python file. In this file, after you run it, you can see how my project works, and then you can use it like, because the web has already have user interface, so you can access it into user interface and you don't need terminal anymore. This QR code contain the video how my project runs. All the tutorial has content in here. So yeah, you need to scan it to see how my project works and how to run my project. Before that, I forget to explain to you guys like how to install virtual environment. If I explain in here, it took too long. So if you want to know more about how to install virtual environment 아니면 한국어로는 과사 환경, you can see our professor YouTube video channel. 주민도 교수님 비디오 채널에서 보시면 됩니다. 우리 교수님이 no, he really explained it well how to install virtual environment, how to make a path, and he's really detailed to explain that tutorial. I think if you follow his tutorial well, you can install it well without any error, because when I install it, I follow his tutorial well, and I have no problem with that. So make sure see his video channel. 코드 설명. 만약에 코드 설명은 저희 이미 그 weekly report, this code explanation I already wrote in my every weekly report. So you can access my weekly report from week 3 from week 3 until week 6 to know how, like, why I code these things. All the explanation is content here. So you guys just need to scan this QR code to access all my weekly report. My weekly report it's content in here. So just scan this QR code. Then I can say this purchase already 40% has been complete. I cannot say 40, but I think it's 40 because it's already running in terminal. Of course, just in terminal, because I made some error that I can access it via user interface. That I made an error. I already explained in the how to in this video. I will explain why I made an error, and so then I still haven't made the result. So I say this project is 40% has been complete, and my next future plan is I want to develop my chatbot with more layers, so it can be more cool. It can be more smooth when it's run and can define the word well, because this my current project is only use 2 layers of deep learning, 2 layers. So 가끔씩 언어를 어떤 순간은 when it's not really same with the tag or the pattern, the trained data cannot define the word, and the result will come out the chatbot didn't understand. So for 그 문제를 위해 I want to add more layers, and so the trained data will be more accurately, and also I want to make a recommend system 추천 system to recommend for the beginner bikers to choose what a bike that suits to him, because my past project has a rental bike. So if the bikers don't know what bikes that suit to him, we need to give the customer recommend. So because of that, I think it will be better if we give a recommendation system for beginner bikers to choose what a bike that suit to him. Uh, like we we give us some question, then after that we calculated it, and the result will become up with bike that what which bike that suit to him. 그렇게 갔습니다. 끝까지 저희 발표에 끝까지 들어주셔서 감사합니다. 이상입니다. I'm sorry if I made a mistake of word, and I'm sorry if I use mixed language, because if I only use Korean, I cannot explain it properly what I want to explain. But I try my best to use Korean. And thank you for hearing my presentation until then. Thank you.